If you can't remember the last time you looked down and saw your feet, this is the video for you. I am going to include in this video methods to strengthen the core, to lengthen the core, improving our posture by improving the psoas muscles, lengthening your life by burning visceral fat, burning the external fat, the wobbly fat. Fat around the waist and around the trunk is actually really dangerous, and it's an indicator of heart disease. So let's burn that away. Let's get our feet back before Christmas. And I can personally advocate for all of these exercises. I've had 6 pregnancies, and I've used these similar exercises to this and some of these to get my shape back. So I know that they work. They are proven. So if you like this video, please like it, and if you want to see more, subscribe.
In our final round, during the 1 minute breath hold, we're going to do upward facing wide angle pose. So I'll show you how to do that first. So take hold of the big toes with your peace fingers and thumb, and then balance on the sitting bone. So we're going to get straight into the core here. So I'll show you from the side. So reach between the legs, take the big toes, straighten out the legs if you can. If you can't straighten them, that's fine. Bent is fine. But we're balancing on the sitting bones and pulling up through the abdominals. So immediately we're starting to heat up the core and get into those abs. Okay, let's start with round 1. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. Wave the breath in and out in a continual flow. There's no gap between the in breath and the out breath. Circular breaths like the sea on the shore. Waving in and out. As you get into this breathing, feel your stress going and the relaxation and the calm sensations in the body taking over. Really enjoy this time. Enjoy your practice. Okay, waving in and out. Breathe in and out. Full belly breath in to 100% of your capacity and out at 70. We've got 10 more together. Wave it in and out. We're doing 30 breaths in each round. In and out. In and out. Keep going. We've got 5 more, so let's give it these last 5 everything we've got. Keep going. In and out. In and out. 2 more. And now our last one. Biggest breath in and let it go. And we're going to hold this breath out, fully out for 1.5 minutes. If you need to breathe before I give the cue, that's fine. Take your recovery breath and hold it for 15 seconds. If you'd like to hold your breath for longer, that's absolutely fine too. I'll give you a cue at 10 seconds and you can pause the video. This is your time. This is your practice. You've made the effort to get to the mat, so you do what you want to do. Make this practice your own, so you stay with it. If you need to swallow during the breath hold, then just keep some pressure in the back of the nose and the mouth, and it will form a seal so you don't let air in. And if you want to pinch your nose closed during these breath holds, that's a great idea to stop air seeping into the nose. I just keep a little bit of pressure at the back of my nose to stop that happening. We've done 1 minute, well done. Just focus on the sensations in the body. The body's in hermetic stress here, and that's a really good thing because it means that you're starting to control your autonomic nervous system. Many of the modern diseases that we suffer are based on the autonomic nervous system going wrong. Okay, we've got 10 seconds. If you want to pause the video, do so now. 5 seconds, and we're ready for a big belly breath in. Take that now. And then push and tense all of the muscles from the perineum up into the head. Imagine you are pushing that breath into your brain, into the center of your brain, to that tiny gland, the pineal gland, and decalcifying. And let it go. Amazing. Well done. Let's move on to round number 2. 30 breaths in and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. 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 Waving in and out. Really force that diaphragm open. Push it down. Really exercise the whole body here, because we're going to be concentrating on the core and the abs. And just by doing this breathing exercise, we're creating heat in the body. This is based on an old Tumo breathing method, which monks used when clad in very thin robes in the Himalayas, but they kept warm and they could even melt the snow around them by doing these breathing practices. We're creating heat, and that heat will start to burn the visceral fat and the looser fat around the organs and in the body. So just keep going. In and out. In and out. You're doing really well. Keep going. Breathing in and out. Breathe in at 100% of capacity, out at 70. Circular breaths. In and out. In and out. Keep going. In and out. I've got 2 more. In and out. This is our last one. Biggest one yet. Huge breath in. Let it out. And then just relax. We are holding this breath out for 1 minute 30. Do you want to pinch your nose? Do so now. And just go inside. Really feel into the sensations in the body here. Tingling in the feet or the hands or in the head, dizziness or lightheadedness. That's absolutely fine. Any noises in the ears. Really focus and intensify all those feelings. The more you go inside and make this a mindful practice, the longer you'll be able to hold your breath for, because you stop thinking about the external features of time and space. You just concentrate on being. If at any point you want to lie down, you've done 1 minute. If at any point you want to lie down because you're feeling lightheaded, then do so. And remember never to do this practice standing or before you get into water or driving or operating machinery, because that's just not safe. Do this when you have the time to really express it. Okay, we've got 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Let's get ready to take that big breath in, and take it now. Huge belly breath in and force it and hold it and push it up into your head. Imagine you are decalcifying the pineal gland, the tiny pine cone shaped gland between your eyes and the back of your head, and let it go. Amazing. We're moving on to our 3rd and final round. Let's take those belly breaths in and out. In and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Keep going. In and out. Waving in and out. Excellent. Keep going. You're doing really well. You're doing something here for yourself and for your future. Creating health. Reconfiguring your immune system. You're doing really well. Keep going. Breathing in and out. Amazing. Keep going. In and out. In and out. Like waves on a shore. Let the relaxation flood into your body. We've got 10 more together. Keep going. Make these last ones really count, the biggest ones yet. If you feel any aches and pains, we've got 5 more in the body. That's because you're using muscles to breathe deeply like this that we don't usually use, and they will get used to it. 2 more. Okay, this is our last breath. Huge breath in, and then let everything out and come into this balancing posture. Take hold of the big toes. So our breath is out. Straighten the legs to wherever you can. Don't have to be fully straight, but balance on your sitting bones. Pull up through the core. This is a balancing posture, but we're using our core to hold this position, and gaze straight ahead. So keeping your back as straight as you can and your shoulders away from the ears, and legs as straight as they will go. It doesn't matter if they will not straighten out. The point is that you're pulling up through your core and your back, and we're heating up that abdomen. We're heating up the spine, and we're working the internal organs to hold this position, especially with your breath out. And ready? We've got 10 seconds left here. I'll give you the cue to take a big belly breath in. Cross the legs and take the breath in. Huge breath, biggest one, and hold it and push it up into the head. Hold it. Keep pushing. Tense all of your muscles in the body. And release. Well done. That's the breathing complete. Let's move on now to burn out the core in this yoga exercise. First, we'll come back to a nice steady breath. Fold back into a wide-legged child's pose. Extended arms. So immediately we're getting a beautiful hip compression, stretching the lower spine and the glutes, a slight back bend, head's on the floor, and we're getting a shoulder opener. Working the body straight away, and breathe in and out through the nose. For the rest of this practice, unless I give the cue, we'll breathe in and out through the nose. And remember to breathe. Right, so take your left leg out to the side, and then arms down to the floor. Raise the left arm to the ceiling and post it beneath your right arm. So we're doing a variation on thread the needle. So your left shoulder and cheek are on the floor here. Okay, come back to all fours. Take that the other side. So take your right foot out to an angle at the side. Look up to your right arm and thread it below your left arm, and come onto your right shoulder and your right cheek. So we're really working into the glute here, but we're getting a stretch down the left hand side. There is a lot going on in this pose. Listen to your body and don't overdo it. But this is going to be an intensive heat building process, so we need to warm up well. Okay, come back to the mat, and we're going to come to a cross-legged pose at the front of the mat. Okay, we'll just do some head rolls. So breathe in at the front. If you have any pains or aches in your neck, then just do half head rolls. And if you can do full head circles with me, do so. So just at your own pace, head circles. Breathe out at the back and in at the front. Good. Other way. Breathe out at the back, in at the front. Just keep going with half head circles if you're having any pain in the neck, by which I mean sharp, stabby, electric type pains. If it's aches, then maybe it's a good thing to get these head circles going. Okay, meet me back at centre. Take your hands to your shoulders, so thumbs at the back, fingers at the front, and we're going to twist the torso. So this is vigorous. Breathe into the left, out to the right, rapidly through the nose. This is a Kundalini tradition exercise, and it is great for warming up the spine. You will start to feel the body generating heat. Take the head with you as you twist. Okay, come back to center. Breathe in, pull upon the perineum, close the root lock and then release. Well done. We're going to take another exercise now from the Kundalini tradition. So breathe in, bring the hands into Venus lock. For that's left thumb over right for women and right over left for men. And we're going to twist the hands one way and twist the torso the other, like we're wringing out a dishcloth. So twist the hands one way, twist the torso the other. It's only a small movement in the torso, but you are going to be surprised how much heat this builds. We're getting into the smooth muscle of the internal organs here and detoxifying the kidneys and the liver. This is a huge inner body workout. Take the head with you, just like the previous exercise. Breathe in, pull up on the root lock, and breathe out. Well done. That isn't easy. Okay. Like to breathe in, bring the hands above the head, and then we're going to just fold over to the left, getting a stretch in the right hand side of the body. Breathe in back to center and breathe out to the right, getting a stretch in the left hand side of the body. Breathe in to center and then take the right hand to the left knee and look over the left shoulder with a twist. Breathe in to center. Take the right hand to the left knee and look over the shoulder to get a twist. Okay, you're doing really well. Come to all fours on the mat. And we're going to come to balance pose. So I'd like to take your right arm out and your left leg. Just find balance and then bring your knee to your elbow with an in-breath. Breathe in. Take it back out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Okay, find the balance pose. Take your foot in your hand and raise you up through the spine. So we're getting a beautiful back bend and a side stretch and a twist across the body. Come back to balance pose and back to all fours. Do it on the other side. So take the left hand long, the right leg out and hold your balance, and then elbow to knee. In and out. In and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And now take hold of that foot with the arm and follow the line with your head, so you're getting a back bend, a twist and a stretch down both sides of the body. It's quite an intense movement, this. Take it to the best of your ability without hurting. Okay, come back to all fours. Well done. Okay, come to a plank pose. And we're just going to hold this plank because, as everybody knows, plank is brilliant for the core. It works the back, it works the core, it works the legs, and it works the arms. We're trying to keep a beautiful line, like a plank of wood, through the body. Now take it to a side plank. So come onto the left arm and take the right arm above the head and just hold that side plank. As you can see, we're getting right into the abdominals here and the core of the body. And then take your right leg over the left, and we're going to raise the left leg up and down with the hand on the hip, just for comfort. So raise it right up using the core. Keep going. So we're not using the arm here. The arm here is just to give us balance and support. And then come to the floor and then raise the left leg up and down with pulses, keeping the leg nice and straight, using the inner thigh to hold it, and then just hold it where it is and lower to the floor. Amazing. And then we're going to come back to plank pose, and we'll do that on the other side. So this time we're going to take the side plank on the right arm and the left arm raised over the head, and using our core to hold us in this position. So we've got a good line of energy from the foot to the hand. And this time we're going to take the left leg over to the floor, and we're going to raise the right leg and the hips, bump the hips up to the ceiling. Using the core and the glutes to lift us, not the arm. Okay, come to the floor and then raise, this time, the right leg up and down, just pulsing. Hold it, and then, amazing, just come back to the on all fours position, and we'll come through the hands into a cobra. Bring the head to the floor, and we're going to take opposite arm to opposite leg and raise this off the floor. Take the other hand into Gyan Mudra on the back, so we're getting a shoulder opener. So raising the head, right arm and left leg off the mat, and the left hand is in Gyan Mudra along the back. So we're having this beautiful opening across the chest. Come back to the mat and change hands. So this time the left hand takes the right foot, lifts everything off the mat, and the right hand comes into Gyan Mudra at the back. Gyan Mudra is thumb to forefinger. And just hold it. Keep breathing. The more we breathe throughout this practice, the more we'll burn off the carbon dioxide, which is what 80% of our fat cells produce when we burn them. Now lift everything off the mat. So put your hands into cactus pose, pull up the head, pull up the chest, pull up the thighs off the mat, and we're just holding. And remember, keep breathing, because this is burning fat, which is processing it as carbon dioxide, which is blowing it out of the body. And this is a good thing. Okay, from here, come up into a cobra, back to the mat, breathe into cobra, head back to the mat, breathe out, breathe into cobra, come to all fours, and then fall into a wide-legged child's pose and just get your breath back. We've worked really hard so far, and we are really building heat in the torso. Just keep breathing. It's entirely one of the most important things of this practice, is to keep breathing, because there's no point burning fat if we're holding our breath. Otherwise, we're just going to store it as lactate and toxins in the body. So come to a downward dog now and pedal out the legs, just to stretch out those hamstrings. Remember, there's no weight in the head, and it's a heart melting pose, so we're in a V, not a C position. Okay, take a step forward or half a step forward, bring the right hand to the centre of the mat, and take the right foot with the left hand, and we're twisting. These twists are really not just going to work the abdominals, but they're going to work the psoas muscles. And that is going to improve your posture and lengthen your core. So take the left hand to the centre of the mat and take your left foot with your right hand and gaze under your arm. This is a beautiful twist. It's also an inversion, and it's good for balance. With all these yoga poses, there's a lot going on. This is a full body class despite concentrating on the core. So find stillness in your dog. Look forward. Hop to the front of the mat. Take a forward fold. And we'll take a twist here. So left hand to the mat, right hand to the ceiling, and twist upwards. Getting a twist in the torso. By following along with the head, the twist goes from the base of your spine to the top of your head. Right hand to the mat, left hand raises to the ceiling, gaze up to the left hand. You don't have to have your legs straight at this stage. We're working towards straight. Your big toes are touching. There's a gap between your heels. Raise up to standing with a big in-breath. Hands to heart centre. Out-breath. Well done. Come back to your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Raise the hands up. Breathe in. And we'll take the a side bend to the left. Breathe in, and we're going to take a side bend to the right. Breathe in, back to center. Cactus the arms, breathe out for a back bend. Breathe in and a swan dive down to a forward fold. Halfway lift or monkey. We'll step back to chaturanga from here. Tip over those toes. Come down to chaturanga. Upward dog. Follow back with the head. Downward dog. Make sure you're pushing up through the shoulders in your downward dog, so you're not sinking into them. We need to protect the joints. Take the right leg high. I'm going to work into the abs here. So bring your right knee to your right arm. Take it back to three-legged dog. And then bring your right knee to your left arm across the body. Back to your three-legged dog. We'll do that again. So take the right knee to the right arm, as high as you can in the arm. And then your right knee to your left arm, as high as you can. Back to your three-legged dog. And then back to downward dog. Take it the other side. Left arm raises, left leg raises, three-legged dog. Bring your left knee to your left arm, as high as you can. Right, three-legged dog. Left leg to right arm, three-legged dog. Left leg to left arm, three-legged dog. And then left leg to right arm, three-legged dog. Well done. Three-legged dog, and then back to downward dog. And just breathe. Come back to your breath here. Look forward. Hop or step to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Breathe in. Raise the arms above the head. Breathe out to heart center. Breathe in to chair. And then we'll come into balance chair. So the hands are in aeroplane behind the back. And we're balancing on our toes. Back to chair. Hands to heart center. And then we're going to take the left elbow to the right knee. Staying in chair pose. Keeping the knees even along the mat. And gazing to the back of the room. Taking the hands towards heart center. Step back with your left leg. So we're coming into a variation on a high lunge. Take the left hand to the mat, the right hand high to the sky, and if you can, take the bind here. So bind the hands behind the back. Gaze into the back of the room. Open the arms back out. Bring them back to heart center. Look down to the floor for balance, and we're going to step back to that twisted chair. Sink down into the chair. Look back. Well done. Come back to center with the hands at heart center, and then we'll twist to the other side. So right elbow to left knee, making sure the knees stay in line, looking to the back of the room. And then we're going to step back with the right leg this time and come into that variation on a twisted lunge. So keeping the hands to heart center, and then we're going to open out the arms. So the right hand's going to come to the floor and the left arm's going to come to the ceiling. Gaze up to the left hand, and then if you can, take the bind. If you don't have the bind in your practice, that's fine. You can keep them at heart center or you can open them out. Hand back to the floor, left arm to the ceiling. Bring the hands back to heart center. Look down for balance, and we're going to step back to that twisted chair. Looking over the left to the left. Back to center. Sink down one more time. And then forward fold. If your legs aren't burning, you're doing something wrong, because mine are killing at this stage. Jump back to chaturanga. Breathe out. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Well done. Just come back to your breath here. Breathing in and out slowly through the nose. Take the right leg high. Bring it to your right hand. Take your right leg high, three-legged dog, and we're going to step it across, and we're going to do fallen triangle. So the right foot comes to the outside of the left hand raises off the mat, and we're just going to raise the right leg up and down here. So using our core, 1, 2. Really push up using the core and getting that stretch in the side of the body here. Keep going. Well done. This isn't easy. Keep going. Hold it. Bring both hands to the mat, and then we're going to flip over to Wild Thing if that's in your practice. So you should really get a stretch down the body here. If Wild Thing isn't in your practice, that's absolutely fine. You can just come back to Downward Dog. The 3-legged dog on the right, and then foot back to the floor. Just come back to your dog, and we're going to take that on the other side. So our left leg raises, 3-legged dog, and left leg touches left arm, back to 3-legged dog, and then we're going to step it to the outside of the right hand, come into our falling triangle, right arm comes up high, gaze up to the ceiling, and we're going to do those hip lifts. So drop the hip low and lift, low and lift, lower and lift. Really use the core to express this rather than the arms. Use every ounce of muscle in the body. Bring both hands to the mat, and we're going to flip over to our Wild Thing if Wild Thing is in your practice, and really get that stretch along the torso. Enjoy it. Okay, flip back, 3-legged dog, and then Downward Dog. Well done. Just come back to your breath here. And then we're going to jump through the hands and come into boat pose. Hold your boat. So we're on the sitting bones of the body, and we're using the strength of our core to hold us in this position. Now take the hands to Arrow Mudra, and we're going to work into the obliques. So take the hands to the left and the feet to the right, alternating sides. Keep going with this. It's quite a rapid movement, and really feel the twist across the torso, holding your balance on your sitting bones using your abdominals. And now low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat. Okay, come onto your back. Well done. We're going to alternate here between doing our back and our core, because these things aren't separate. So that we need to work back and front of our bodies. Okay, so we're going to lift up into a bridge and come onto our shoulders to get a shoulder opener as well. And just hold this bridge. And now we come into our toes. Take the hand in a bind beneath us, and we're going to raise the hips up and down on the toes. Keep going, pulsing up and down. Don't bring it all the way down. We don't want rest. Just keep going. And now we're going to come onto our heels, and we're going to do the same. So raising up and down with our toes lifted. So we're just getting into slightly different muscles. It's important we work the whole torso, not just one area. So not just the abs or the obliques. We have to work the whole thing. With yoga, there's always balance. Come back to the floor. Take hold of your knees and just rock from side to side to counteract that strong bridge sequence. You're doing really well. We're bringing the energy down now back to the mat, so we are coming to the end of the practice, but we do have a few to go yet, so bear with. Okay, so lying long along the mat, we're going to do stretch pose. So feet raised 6 to 10 inches, head raised, arm raised, and doing breath of fire. So rapid breath out through the nose, like this. So we're pushing the breath out through the nose, and it's a passive in-breath. Breath of fire generates heat in the body, and it will really help you focus on holding this strong pose. Hold your breath in, pull up on the core, and release. Well done. Okay, come back to sitting. And we're going to come into celebrate pose. So feet either side of the bottom. You can either come onto your elbows, or if you're comfortable, you can come all the way back and get a slight back bend with the arms above the head. If this is too much for your knees, then stay sat up. But if your knees are comfortable, then try and come into the back bend, because we have warmed up the body quite a lot. So you might be able to find you can do this better than you have been able to before. Okay, come back up to seated carefully. Release one knee, then the other. Okay, come on the mat, and we're going to start pistoning the legs. And if you're feeling particularly fit, then we'll bring the elbow to knee. So side crunches. So elbow to knee alternating. Keep breathing. Remember to breathe in and out through the nose. I take rapid in and out breaths during this process. But find your own pace. Okay, bring those knees in again and rock them from side to side. And now we're going to do a variation on bridge pose. So bring your feet to the width of the mat, so they're splayed open, feet pointed slightly out, arms above the head, feet in as close to your bottom as they'll come, arms raised, and then we're going to lift the hips and we're going to pulse. You'll find this gets really into the outer glute muscles, which is sometimes an area that gets neglected. But this action is working the whole of the torso as well. Keep going. Really, really make the effort when you raise to push up as hard as you can. Keep going. Hold it at the top. Push, 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 push. And let it go. Well done. Bring those knees in again. Rock from side to side. Just counteract that pose. Okay, take the legs long along the mat. And you can either put the hands under the bottom here for support, or if you're feeling particularly strong, keep them along the mat and keep the back glued to the mat. So raise the feet straight with the feet flexed, lower them to 30, lower 30 degrees, lower another 30 degrees and hover, bring them back. Lower them 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, hover, bring them back. Try and keep them as straight as possible. Lower, 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 hover, bring them back. Lower them 30, lower them 30, lower them 30, hover, hover, hold it, bring them in and have a good rock on that spine. Well done. That isn't easy. Take the left leg along the mat, bring the right knee into the chest, really get a nice compression into that hip. Take hold of the right foot and straighten it if you can, holding on to the right hand. Get a nice stretch down that hamstring, and we're just cooling the body down now with a stretch. Take the right leg across the body to the left and look over your right shoulder, getting a twist, a beautiful passive twist in the body. You're doing so well. We are so nearly there. And if you're still with me, well done. This generated so much heat, this practice. And you know when we're generating heat that we're burning fat. So that's awesome. Okay, bring the left leg in. The right leg comes along the mat. And really squeeze that left thigh in towards the body. Take the left leg with the left hand. Try and straighten the leg if you can. We're just getting a stretch into that hamstring. And then bend the knee. Take it across the right hand side of the body and gaze over the left shoulder, keeping the left shoulder glued to the mat. You have done so well. Bring the leg back. Take happy baby pose, rocking from side to side. So taking the feet from the inside, holding onto the outside of the feet. Really compressing that hip down, so we're keeping the torso glued to the floor. Awesome. Have a squeeze in, bring the nose to the knees, squeeze everything in, tense everything up, and then let's fall back into a Shavasana, because my goodness, have we earned it. Let the legs fall open, the feet fall open, the hands face the sky, and just breathe. Long breaths in and out through the nose. Really feel into all the sensations in the body here. I was sweating at the end of this practice. It generated so much heat. And just feel the difference in the body. And now circle the hands and the feet. Have a stretch. Come onto the right hand side. Sit up. Face me. Bring the hands to heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours, Namaste, Sat Nam.